I'm coming for all of you. Right now, there's a 15-year-old sophomore in high school who has no idea they're studying nursing just so they can wipe my ass in 17 years. I'm 50 and single. That's a fantastic combination. I'm going to spend my golden years dating a handful of spit and a jug of Astroglide.
Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. You can feel it. You can feel it in the air. You can feel it in your bones. You can feel it on your skin. You ever see that trailer for the Avengers, the new one coming up, Civil War II or whatever the fuck, where Spider-Man's on a bus and then he looks out and he sees a spaceship and then his hair all jumps up? That's spider sense. That's Spidey sense kicking in. And I know you can feel it out there too. You got it right now. It's the hairs on the back of your neck are standing up. The hairs on top of your head perhaps are standing up. The hairs on your legs are standing up. The hairs right around your cock are standing up. Maybe you ladies who don't wax, maybe right there around your vagina, your hair is standing up. Maybe your hair on your chest is standing up, and that could be for anybody. I don't know who's got chest hair, ladies, men. I slept with a woman once who had chest hair. It was not good, and she didn't have all chest hair. She had one, and it was and the discovery of that chest hair was not one of my finer moments. I will tell you that right now. I can't believe this just came up this early in the show. This is what happens when you start talking about body hair, folks. You start spinning around. You don't know where you're going to end up, and then the next thing you know, you're at somebody's nipple with a hair on it, and you're like, holy fuck, what a mess. You know, that's what happens. Look, and when you meet somebody in a bar after a show, when you're on the road in a state to be named, possibly Iowa, maybe Illinois, could be Wisconsin. I did shows all over the Midwest. I'm going to let you figure it out. And I also don't want to narrow it down, because if somehow the woman with the hairy nipple, not even a hairy nipple, one-haired nipple, she had one hair, that was the bad part. It was just one, and it was there. It was not even a fucking, it wasn't a mistake. You know what I mean? Unless she missed it and the plucking, because there was no waxing or shaving this. You would have had to pluck this motherfucker, because it was Cthulhu tentacle size. Well, that seems a little long, but it was really, when it wound up in your mouth, you knew it was there. Let's put it that way. And it was dark, and I didn't think it was coming. Because, look, I'm a lights-on guy. I don't mind lights on. I'm a fan of lights on, actually. I like a woman's body. I like it from the neck to the nape. I like it from the shoulders to the toes. I like from the scalp all the way down to the waist, and then from the waist to the knees. And I will start, like I said, with my mouth at your toes, and I will work my way the fuck up. And then we'll wind up at your mouth, and we'll see what happens there. Because I'll probably work my way back down. But that's me. That's how I like to do things. That's how I like to handle stuff. And I might start at the shoulder and then go down the arm right to the fingertips and then all the way down to the hip bones and bite the hip bones. I'm a hip bone biter. Anyway, so we're losing the plot here. What we're really talking about is the fact that there was a woman in the Midwest, possibly, like I said, in Iowa, possibly in Minneapolis, possibly in Wisconsin, possibly in another state to be named. I don't want to go too far. Look, I don't want to tell you people, because again, if this person is listening, she's going to go, oh my God, he noticed. Because at the same time, I didn't know, look, because it was that thing where it was there. It was dark. We're in a hotel bed, and I start kind of, everything's happening, and clothes are coming off, and hands are moving, and fingertips, and then, pants are getting tugged down, and then bras are getting unsnapped, and then mouths are going everywhere, and I'm exploring things, and I'm on the neck, and I'm moving down, and I'm on the collarbone, and I'm moving down, and I got a hand working, a couple of hands. Well, who cares? You don't care about technique at this point. You care about what was discovered. Well, there were certainly nipples discovered, and they were nice. They were, because again, like I said, I like a lights on, because I like to see what I'm working with. Just because that's a fucking turn on, man. Lights out, whatever the fuck, and I can do that too. I can make that work. But seeing you and seeing what you're giving me and seeing what's being unwrapped and seeing your body, just god damn, I fucking love it. All right, so anyway, I'm moving around. My mouth is moving on this girl. This is at a time. It was after a show. I'd done very well at the show, by the way, obviously, because she came home with me. Very rarely did I bomb and get to score some trim. That did not happen a lot. I got to be honest with you. Bombing certainly happened. Don't kid yourself. I would bomb on the road, but at that point, that was when I would just go get Taco Bell and hide in the room and watch the Bulls. But if things had gone well, or if there were multiple shows, see, I'm really narrowing this down now, because it could have been, now you're knowing it's a Friday night or a Saturday night, because that's when there were multiple shows. Very rarely did you do two shows on a Thursday. That didn't happen a lot. It was 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, and sometimes, in between the shows, you wound up in the green room talking to somebody and laying down the groundwork for later. Maybe they hung out for the second show, and then you wound up taking them back to your hotel because maybe they had children at their house, or a husband, or maybe they had a boyfriend that they didn't want unexpectedly, because it's before cell phones, folks. when you could find everybody in the world at all times, when you could text them, you could put on the GPS tracer, you could find their iPhone stuffed conveniently in between my ass cheeks as they were going down on me. That's now. But in the old days, forget it. It was like if they weren't at their house, they could be anywhere. They could be if you went to your girlfriend's house and she wasn't there, and you knocked and she didn't answer, she could be on the fucking moon for all you knew. You got no clue where she is. So that's why you always try to keep them at the hotel or bring them back to the hotel, because you didn't want the unexpected knock, because obviously they're not going to be able to find out where you are in the goddamn hotel. Could have been South Dakota, folks. By the way, I should throw that out there. Could have been North Dakota. Again, I worked all over the place. And it's up to you to decide where there could have been a woman with a nipple hair. Go ahead and narrow it down. Take a look at the states, bring out your topographical map, and think to yourself, well, and especially with the weather the way it is now, you got to think it's obviously you knew it was the Midwest, because those women don't mind a little fur. They want to go ahead and stay warm in the context of the fact that the weather is out there chilling them to the bone. So why not have a nipple hair? Well, but I question this. I don't know why you would have one nipple hair that was so long enough you could spin it around the nipple itself to form a nipple turban. I don't know why you'd do that for yourself. I don't know why you'd miss this one. Because again, it's plagued me for years. I don't know if she knew it was there and decided in defiance to leave it there. I don't know if she had plucked the rest, because that was a horrifying thought. The fact that she might have some sort of fucking topical garden right there in her bra, and then she got all of them except one. And is she doing it with a cream, or is she plucking them out one at a time? That's got to hurt, right? And at that point, I found it, because I'm going to find it if I'm in there. I'm taking care of business. I got a mouthful of you. You could probably say, hey, you want to pull that out for me? That'd be great. Although I will be honest with you, when it was in my mouth, it was that thing where you're like, all right, mouth here, and we're working this. And like I said, there's all technique. You know what I mean? I like to. It depends on, well, I'm not going to get into this, but it depends on, size of what you're working with and everything else. You start gently, you move, you bite a little, you do this. I don't even know why I'm breaking it down like this for you guys. But the point is, you're in my mouth, and I felt the hair there, right? And I could feel her tense up. So I think she knew that I had discovered it. And at that point, look, I'm sold. The only thing that might be a deal breaker is a cock. Might. And certainly a cock on your nipple, that's going to throw me for a loop. If you got a cock in your bra, then we're finished. I've got to be honest with you. I'm probably going to shake your hand, clap like a dealer, back away from the table. We'll call it a cat's game, X's and O's, and you can go home and enjoy yourself. And then your boyfriend can knock on the door, and you can whip your cock out of your bra, and he can go down on you, whatever he wants to fucking do. But if you're in my room and we're going at it and things are flying around and the lights are off because you wanted them off, and now I know why. But they didn't start off. We were making out, and then the shirt came off, and she's got a bra on, and then she kind of reached over and turned the light off. She had to do it on purpose, right? I've thought about this for years. She must have thought to herself, well, he's gonna, because again, now I want to know what it looks like. If it's in my mouth and I find it, and I know it's in there, because at first when it flashes, because in my head I'm like, well, is that my own? Because at the time I had long hair. This also narrows down the years, by the way, if you want to go ahead and do that. This will narrow down the years, certainly. But if you think to yourself, well, man, is this one of my own hairs that somehow found its way in here? But no, because as I'm working mouth and tongue and everything else that needs to be worked when you're in there with a nipple in your mouth and your hand around the rest, and you got the other between a couple of, maybe you spit on your fingers and you're working that one, the other nipple. Hey, how you doing? So I've got in my mouth, but I feel that hair, and it's waving, it's flying around in my mouth like one of those inflatable scarecrows outside of a car dealership, man. It's just fucking flailing, and that's part of because of the suction that I got going on with my mouth. You know what I mean? That's happening, and I got my tongue. You're rolling around the areola, and then you're, like I said, biting a little bit. You're doing this, but then I feel it in my mouth and it's floating. It's just and thank God again, like I said, that she'd worked on the rest. Again, I don't know how it worked. Did she have a bunch and plucked them all out, but she left one in as a signature? Like, is she like the Zorro of nipple hair, and she's just like, haha, it's like her own little message. Like, I leave that one in there to make it happen. Or is it the other way? Because this is the thing. I thought about pulling it out. All right, but I that's a sensitive area. Okay, now and look, I'm doing a little, I get some suction happening, and I thought maybe I could pull it out while I was doing the suction, or maybe while I was biting a little, so she'd be, or maybe even I could bite the other nipple a little bit and then tug the hair out of the other nipple. You know what I mean? Like, so it was like one of those. Like when you rip a Band-Aid off real quick. So I could bite and she'd be like distracted by the work on the other nipple, and then ping, I would just pull that out. But I will say to you, this is totally true. I thought to myself, in that moment, because it's in my mouth. And at that point, I know it's just one hair. Okay, I got a nipple and a hair and half a boob in my mouth. I have a tit like all the way down into my fucking, and I got suction working, and I suck half the boob in, and the tongue is working the nipple, and oh my God, you don't need to know all this about me and what happened that night. All you know is the lights are out, and I've got a fucking tit with a toupee in my mouth. I got a tit toupee. That's what it was. There's a tit toupee in my mouth flying around, and I'm thinking to myself, it's again all of that flashed through my head. Why didn't she get this one out? Is there a reason? Is this her calling card? Is this her trademark? Is she like Harry Tits Sue, like around the town? Not her real name. Do not think it's Sue. But around the town, is that like her deal? Because I mean, she seemed to be, the people at the bar or at the hotel. I don't want to say where the show was, the club. They knew who she was. She was kind of in there a lot, and I got the feeling that I wasn't the first comedian that she had involved herself with, if you know what I'm talking about. Look, we all like to laugh. And sometimes when you like to laugh at things, you get wet between your legs. Sometimes it gives you a hard on. Who knows what the fuck? Maybe you want to just throw one to a guy because you think you might be famous someday. Who the fuck knows? But I'll tell you what, there was no thinking I was famous, although I did do well that night. I killed it, both shows. And she had actually hung around from the first show to the second show. Hey, guess how you doing? Again, you've now narrowed it down to a Friday or a Saturday. So I've got this one hair and I'm working it and it's in my mouth and I got the nipple happening. And then I think to myself, should I tug this out? But like I said, if it's her trademark, I don't want to do that. If she's just like, fucking one hair Willie in this fucking town, I don't want to be that. One hair Wilma, and none of these are her real name, by the way. One hair Wendy, that might be her real name. All right, so I'm considering pulling it out, but again, if it's her trademark, I don't want to do that. And also, I don't want to. I'm thinking to myself, what if I pull it out and she's just like, ow, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but in reality, I'm doing her a fucking favor because I'm snagging 1/8 of an octopus out of her goddamn areola. You would think that would be something she would be happy to me for. You'd think she'd be like, yo, thank God. I've been thinking about taking that out and I couldn't make the call, but thank you, stranger who's passing through town these 3 days. I'm glad you've decided to go ahead and clean up my areola. I'm glad you did some fucking landscaping for me because, look, I'll do landscaping for you if you ask me. Doesn't matter. And like I said, your body's your body. I got preferences. People have asked me my preferences, but you do whatever you want to do. I mean, I'm gonna work with whatever you got because I'm here for you. You know what? I'm looking, ladies. I'm just interested in the space between your ears. That's really it. People like a thigh gap. I like an ear gap. I like what's between your goddamn ears, man. Certainly the thigh gap is a magical place, and there's that shot when the girl is turned around and she's got her ankles together and it rolls up and you can just see right through the thigh gap. Oh my Christ, doesn't it just make you want to fucking moan? Doesn't it make you want to just roll over and grab your balls and sing? It just makes you want to just fucking drift off in a dreamland and think to yourself, man, I could just crawl in there and live there like a perfect sleeping bag, just like a moist sleeping bag, just climb between the thigh gap and just fucking bury my face in there and I'll stay there forever. You don't need to get rid. It was like Marsha Warfield used to have a joke. She was talking about like Magic Johnson. She said you would just climb up there and sit down. And I was like, yep, I could see that. I would burrow myself into the goddamn thigh gap and just hang out. That's all I'll do. I'll just hold on to your thighs like I'm grasping either side of a porch swing. And just fucking bury my face in there and make it work. But again, forget the thigh gap. We're talking too much about that. I want the ear gap. I care about what's in I care about your brains, ladies. I want to know what's underneath that gorgeous hair and behind those beautiful eyes and under that perfect skull and between those cute ears. Oh, that's what I care about, really. The rest of you, that's just coming along for the ride. That's just the outer shell. I need the inner you. It's like with the peanut butter cup. Look, the chocolate is okay, but we're trying to get to the peanut butter inside, man. That's it. You ladies, you're like a combo with legs. You ever see those combos? Like with the nacho cheese on the inside? Look, I love the pretzel on the outside, certainly, but we're all just trying to get to the cheese. Everybody loves pretzel, but let me get to the cheese. It's like with a sandwich. You can make a sandwich fancy and classy with really good bread, but we're all caring about what's in the inside. Everybody cares about your mustard, ladies. I just want to get into your ham. I just want to dive face first into your roasted turkey. Your focaccia. I like your focaccia. There's nothing wrong with your focaccia. Adds a little crunch. Certainly makes a little texture, makes it a little interesting, but we all want to get inside your lettuce, tomato, onion, your sweet pickles, your fucking sprouts, your avocado, and your barbecue chicken breast. That's what I want to do. I want to bury my face in your barbecue chicken breast, ladies. That's not. I just want to go ahead and dive right into your rare roast beef with fucking avocado, purple onion, sprouts, sweet pickles, lettuce, and tomato. That's what I want. And I don't need mayonnaise. I go double avocado because that's it. I don't need to sully it with mayonnaise. Although I'll tell you what, eventually, if I'm I'm not going to say that. It's fucking horrifying. All right, but you know what I was going to go with probably. But ladies, the outside, certainly, we're all interested in that, but the inside is what I care about. I want to get to know you. I want to sit down with you and read the encyclopedia all night. That's what I want to do. I want to talk trivia. I want to talk about music. I want to talk about quantum physics. I want to hear what you think about stuff. That's why I've brought you back to my hotel room on a Saturday night at 1 o'clock in the morning so we can have a long talk. That's exactly it. A million years ago. But the funny thing is, that's happened too. Fuck. I was on the road once. When I did a show in Cleveland, our friend Christine came and talked to me. And I've talked about this before. We hung out afterwards, and then I was like, hey, we were talking, we were just hanging out, and I was like, well, let's go upstairs. And she's like, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that would look very good. I was like, oh, all right. So we went to a conference room in the hotel, and we hung out for like fucking 2 hours and talked. Because again, if you don't have any sort of, if you're not thinking that way, it doesn't appear that way. Where you're just like, oh, okay, well, I didn't even think about that. But in reality, it does look weird. And if you come into a guy's hotel and you just say, and the hotel desk clerk sees you go upstairs, and then you come down 4 hours later, well, fuck, the desk clerk's gonna have something to say probably. Especially if you're tit hair Wendy in town. That fucking broadcast is gonna go all over the place. That you hear that falling over? That's my Legos falling over. I have not built them yet, but they're like propped up against the they're propped up against the printer, but then they just keep falling over. Maybe you can't hear that. I see. I'm distracted by the smallest thing. All right, so here's the deal, folks. I thought to myself to pull it out, and I thought first of all I thought to do it with my teeth. But then I was like, well, that's really going to look bad because then it's going to look like I bit her and I nipped her and it didn't feel good and she's going to jump. And then, like I said, I thought I'd go with the distraction. Like I'd set off a flare over on her other nipple and then be like, bang, and pull it out. And then part of me thought, like, if we actually get down to doing real business, do it during the act. Like, if I'm, I got her calves on my shoulders and then we're like, and I'm looking down at her and then bang, or if she's even on top of me and I reach up, you don't care about the positions, or if she's sideways, whatever, or she's backwards. But that's a rough one though. If I came in from the back and then she's like on all fours and then I got to reach underneath her and do that. You can do that, but not to pull out a hair. Then you're fumbling around. And then you can grab the wrong thing. And then I'm just yanking on her nipple like a fucking cow getting milked. And she's like, what the fuck, man? Don't you know what you're doing? I'm like, absolutely not. Of course not. Why do you think you're here at 1 o'clock in the morning? Anyway, so I thought to myself to pull it out. I really thought I'd be doing her a favor. I thought I'd be doing a service. I thought I'd be doing a service to the next comedian next week. Whatever middle act came to town the following week, I was going to save him this monologue. I was going to save him all of the fucking questions that were soaring through my brain. Why one hair? Why? And like I said, does she have to pull a ton of them out and she just missed this one? Or has she left this particular one as like a fucking brave stance? I don't know. And also, she could have been a fucking cancer chick at some point, and so now she's happy to have hair anywhere on her body. Because if you get cancer, it all fucking falls out, and then one shows up. I know that. When I had my fucking surgery, my hair got thin. And then all of a sudden, my hair started to come back in. I was so happy. I'm like, all right, I don't care. I'm leaving it. I guess that's not really a proper analogy because I never wanted to lose my hair. But for a lady, perhaps it's a thing. Although now I know, Me Too, you can grow your hair wherever the fuck you want, and that's fine. I don't think that's what Me Too is about, but the fact that I'm not, like I said, I'm not telling you what to do. Do whatever you want to do, but the point is, people have asked me my preference, and I've certainly stated it if asked, but also at the same time, like I said, folks, I want what's in your mind, ladies. So I thought about yanking this out, but then, like I said, I didn't know if it was her trademark or if I didn't know if it was her statement, like kind of a defiant thing. But also there was the heart of this. I thought, what if I go to pull this fucking thing out and this chick just unravels like a goddamn sweater? Like that's another thing you don't know. I don't know anything about the human body. What if that's her fucking plug and I just fucking take it and she just fucking completely deflates or screams or her boob fucking deflates. I don't even know if her tits fucking go down. All the air runs out. I didn't know. I didn't know what her PSI was. I couldn't get a fucking read on it because I hadn't been able to put my fucking I hadn't put my gauge in yet to figure out her pressure, so I couldn't figure out her PSI. So I didn't want to go ahead and yank that, and all of a sudden, and she just goes off and flies all over the goddamn room like a pop balloon at a birthday party. So you know what I did, folks? And I'm sure this is not the proper term. I toughed it out. That's what I did. God damn it. Because it didn't bother me. Again, I'm not one of those guys who's like, there's a lot of things that happen, in sex that you're still having sex. I don't give a fuck what. There's nothing. I mean, like I said, I like sweat. I can make stuff work. Noises happen. I'm in. I don't fucking care. I am in. Goddammit. I am a fucking hedonist. Whatever you got, I'll handle. Whatever you throw my way, I'm going to fucking go ahead and put out both hands like a fucking receiver going across the middle, and I will clutch it tightly to my goddamn breast because I'm just thankful. I'm thankful to be in the room with you. I'm thankful, again, men should, because again, listen, I hear dudes all the time talking because I'm driving around in the fucking Uber cars and they're like, well, they all have these high standards and they've got beauty standards and this girl did this and this chick did this, oh my God, I couldn't believe she was like that. And it's like, man, fuck you. Fuck both of you. Fuck all of you. Because you don't get to say that. Women are a miracle. Women are fucking magic. The fact that you've got one who'd be willing to be naked with you at any time, anywhere, fuck you. Be grateful. Be happy. Be gracious and do everything you fucking can to make sure she'll get naked with you again. Because again, you know what? Because then when women start not getting naked with you, you go, oh, fuck, I was being a fucking jagoff. Yeah, you were. You were being a serious jagoff. And now look at you, fucking stroking it and thinking to yourself, oh, remember when that chick got naked with me that one time? Yeah. And all you're doing is ruining your fucking sheets by yourself now and then rolling over and going to sleep thinking about all the times you used to be fucking with some girl who was able to overlook all your bullshit. Because that's the thing. You think you're anybody special? You think you're anything? You think your balls don't fucking stink like a goddamn barnyard, you motherfucker? I hate people. I hate them. You think your cologne that's choking me in the front seat of the car doesn't get oppressive when you get your face buried into her fucking neck? She's just thinking to herself, Jesus, I literally am going to die of Drakkar lung from this motherfucker. Hey there. Hey, Burberry Jones. You want to fucking dial it back and maybe go scrub up a little bit before this fucking happens? So don't even, literally, guys, never say anything about ladies, ever. Ladies are magic. Ladies are the beacon in the night that should lead you to fucking salvation. You should never think to yourself, oh, she should do this and she should do that. Fuck you. You should do everything. That's what I say. All right. I didn't plan on talking about that, but we did. That's what happened. But I talk about that for one main reason, because I'm here talking to you guys. It's Tuesday night. Let's talk about this. It's Tuesday night, folks, and I'm unemployed. I don't have a job. Now, I like to think of this as this is kind of a job. Well, fuck that. This is really my job. The show is my job. Hanging out with you guys, writing you guys, all of that stuff is technically my job. But I do have another job that allows me to make money on the side. That would be Uber and Lyft, as I've told you about. I drive strangers all over the place. But right now, folks, I'm unemployed. Yeah, I know some of you in the Jokers Club, a lot of people in the fan club, you know what I'm talking about here. But some of you don't, because I found out a lot of you don't use Facebook. So I'll explain to you exactly what's going on. I've been banned by Uber. I have been kicked off the platform. I don't know for how long. Here, well, you know what? Let's do this. Let's just check. Let's go ahead and I will turn on the phone right now and see. Hold on. Let's see if I'm still banned from the platform yet. It is. I'll say it's Tuesday night. Hold on. Okay, no, I can't. No, I'm still banned. I have now just pulled it up, and here we go. Yeah. It says, call support. We have a message for you. Okay, well, fantastic support. That's been sitting there for fucking months, hours, days. Months seems long. I will tell you why, folks. Well, first of all, I don't specifically know why I have been banned from the Uber platform. I don't know why I've been kicked off. I don't know why I've been sent into the ether. I have a suspicion. I think I know why. But the thing is, the way Uber handles things, I don't know for sure, and I don't know if I ever will know for sure. I drove on Sunday. I drove hardcore on Saturday. I drove on Sunday as well. Chasing a bonus, I talked about that. And also, I'm going to Japan on Sunday. So this is the last show in America for a while. But I'll be going to Japan on Sunday, and so I need to compile a war chest of have some money that I can bring with me to Japan. I don't know how much I'm going to have, but I know Japan is pretty expensive. I might wind up eating a whole lot of fucking ramen. I might wash a lot of dishes. I might have to be like Hattori Hanzo's fucking apprentice and show up there and then clean the floors and mop in order to earn my meals. We'll see. I don't know how they handle things in Japan. I don't know how they handle homeless American beggars, homeless gaijin beggars with their hands out. But right now, as of right now on Tuesday night, I am unemployed. I drove Sunday hardcore. I tried to drive hardcore, but here's the thing. I needed 10 rides to get a bonus. I was down to 10 because you had to compile. You needed to do 55 rides over the weekend for a bonus. You don't care about the numbers and all that bullshit. But I drove a ton on fucking Saturday, and then I got up Sunday, and I was out of it. I was supposed to meet my brother and his fucking kids for a brunch at El Torito at noon. Well, I didn't get home and get to sleep until 7:30 a.m. So I set my alarm. It doesn't matter. I didn't wake up till fucking 2:30, which I hated. I hate it because I couldn't. I don't get to walk in the door and just go right to sleep. I've told you this a million times. I'm fucking wired. So I didn't fall asleep till like 8:30. So I set the alarm and, I sleep right through the 12:30 fucking alarm. I hit snooze a million times. And with the iPhone 10, if you hit snooze, it still keeps coming on unless you turn, like, I was a fucking zombie. All I know is it's that thing. You ever go to sleep, and you've done this, and I know you have. You're so fucking tired, you lay down to sleep, and then you wake up 5 hours, 6 hours later in the exact same position you laid down in. And all of the blood is pooled up on your right leg because you've been laying on your right side and your shoulder can't move and your fucking fingers are frozen and you just don't know what the fuck to do. You try to roll over because your whole body feels like a goddamn doorstop. Well, that happened to me, man. I was out all night and so I'm driving and so I'm dead to the fucking world. I lay down and I wake up, like I said, at 2:30. I must have hit the snooze, the alarm. I must have turned it off. I don't know what the fuck happened. But I wake up and I'm pissed because obviously I've missed brunch at 2:30 in the fucking afternoon. I'm more pissed about the fact that the right side of my body won't work because I've been laying on it for 6 hours in a fucking row. But I get up and now I have to do 10 rides on Sunday. Well, 10 rides is easy, man, because usually the way I tell people is that you average 2 rides an hour. But, if you're getting short rides, you can do 3 rides. But usually the average for the whole day, it winds up being you do 2 rides an hour. Because you gotta go pick the person up, you gotta drive them where they're going, and then you've gotta go pick the other person up. There's lag time in between. That's the deal. I mean, you can get pinged a million fucking times. You can only do 2 rides a fucking hour. Or sometimes 3 if they're short. And if you do pool rides, again, that fucking stacks on top of it. But the thing is, I hate fucking pool rides. Because there's the thing, you'll get a pool ride. You don't want to hear me bitch. I don't want to bitch. All right, so. But what I hate is when you pull up for a pool ride and it's 2 people. Fuck you. You don't get to save money if there's 2 of you. Split it. Make them order. And Uber knows because it has to tell them if it's 2 people because then Uber knows how many people they can match you on the fucking ride. Dude, if there's 2 of you, split the fucking fare. Don't fucking go pool. And now look, there is an exception because at one point this weekend I picked up a woman, kid. She's a girl. She's probably 20, and her grandma. You know what I mean? And the grandma didn't speak any English, and the grandma was like 85, and I had to pull over and help them get into the car and put their bags in the trunk, and that's another thing, man. Fuck people. You don't care. You don't care about me bitching. And again, it's not my job anymore. I'm obviously suspended from the platform. I think. Let's take a look and see if I'm suspended from the platform. Hold on. Let's open it up right now and check. Hold on. My Face ID has to open me up here. That's fine. There's me. Look at me. Okay. Hold on. All right.
Right. Then.
Hold on, that's Siri. I don't know where she showed up. She repeated what I said. Let's go Uber on the app, and nope, still banned from the platform. Okay, that's fantastic. Hold on, my phone just made another noise. So I sure enough, I go out Sunday. I just go hardcore. I get up, I get dressed. I didn't even take a fucking shower because it was 2:30. I throw some fucking water in my face, slick my hair back, hop in the car, and 10 rides. I mean, so I figure I'm getting in the car at 2. Worst case scenario, because sometimes you get some longer rides, especially on Sunday afternoons. It's people going to and from the pier or the beach, but it's kind of cold here, so you don't fucking care about the Uber strategies unless you want to try to be an Uber driver. I'll give you a code later. God knows you're going to want to do that. So I go ahead to drive. I need to make these 10 rides, and then I can be finished. And then, you know what I can do? I can actually try to stockpile some extra cash, but the whole point is hitting the bonus and getting 10 fucking rides. So I leave the house at, it was like 3:15. Hop in the car, I start driving, and it's dead. I don't know. This happened last year in the winter too. It's just dead in the winter because people aren't, going out during the day as much, and then at night people are. I don't know what they're doing or how they're working. I don't know if it's the holiday hangover or whatever the fuck. But the bottom line is, it was dead. So I'm driving, and I'm not getting a bunch of fucking people. And they're all short trips too. That's what sucked. Is you're not making any money because it's all short trips. So I get pinged in the afternoon. I've got to go on to Crescent Heights Boulevard, which is down in Santa Monica, West Hollywood. And it's not in Santa Monica. It's near Santa Monica Boulevard. It's in West Hollywood. You don't care. But I had to go to Crescent Heights. So, first I picked up, on my first ride, I took a woman, and she was very nice, and I was getting along with people. I will also say this. The second ride of the day I got was I picked up a girl at The Grove, which is a mall here in Los Angeles. So I get this woman at The Grove. And I pull up to pick her up, and she was very nice. I don't want to say her name. Well, we'll just say Kelsey. We'll say that. I pick up Kelsey. She gets in the car, and she's a young lady. And I go, how you doing? And then I do the thing, and she's going to the airport. Now, I'm just trying to get the bonus. I'm trying to stockpile rides. Now, rides to the airport, you don't mind them because you make some money, but I'm just trying to stockpile some fucking bonus rides here. I just want to get 10 rides, and then after that I can relax. But a trip to the fucking airport, who the fuck knows how long it's going to take, because the airport is always super busy. So, and picking somebody up at the mall, you don't think they're going to the goddamn airport, and she's only got a backpack. She gets in the car, and I go, you need help with your bag? No, she doesn't. She sits down, and I go, you're going to LAX? She goes, yeah. I go, I'm just going to ask, why, how am I getting you at the mall if you're going to LAX? She goes, oh, I was just killing some time before my flight. Fair enough. That makes sense. I mean, she's the one living a normal life. I'm the one who's pissed because I got to go ahead and do this and do that and go and bring her here. And then in my head, I got to do the math. I'm like, well, fuck, if I've got to take her. And again, nobody fucking cares. But you have the same thing at your job. You sit down at your job at 10 a.m. and you're like, fuck, all right, lunch is at 1. So in the next 3 hours, I got to do this. But oh my God, this guy's going to come in and he's going to hand me this packet of things. And then, of course, the TPS reports are due. Yeah, I'm going to need you to do those. So Kelsey gets in the car, and she and I start driving, and then she starts talking to me, and so I figure it's okay to start talking. It's like I don't talk to fucking anybody. I give them the speech in the beginning about the heat and the fucking radio, and then after that, I'll say, how you doing? How's your day? And if they say fine, and they look at their phone, I'm done. We're done talking. I don't need to fucking bother you. But Kelsey's like, I'm good. I'm my vacation is ending, and I said, okay, what terminal and where your flight and where you going? I find out all that information, and it turns out that Kelsey was here. All right, let's talk about last week. Remember last week when I was disillusioned? Remember last week when I was thrown and I was worried about the future? Remember last week when I was thinking to myself, you know what, the fucking ants, they climb over you. They take you apart. And nobody wants to deal with the ants. And that's the whole thing. I said, I got to distance myself from the ants. I got to do something with my life and make it work better. Now, look, is driving people around doing something with my life and making it better? Probably not, but it's what I have to do in the moment. And also, in my head, I could look at it as I take some pride in it because I'm stockpiling money to go to Japan. Like I keep. This will seem ridiculous to you, although you may understand what I'm doing. I take pride in doing the job that I do because I'm proud that I make myself do it. Does that make sense? Like, because I'm so used to just going, fuck it, don't do that. Nah, you don't want to fucking do that. That when I make myself go out and drive like 26 times in a night, when I drive for 12, 13 hours, I'm proud at the end of it because I did something I was supposed to do and did something I had to do. And that's weird to take pride in that. But I mean, I've never had to have any sort of accountability or take stock in those sorts of things before. Like I've told you about it. I wait till the last minute. I do shit. I don't know if I've talked about this on the show before, but I'm going to. Why not? One time when I was with Jill, I was going to make her dinner. I said I was going to cook her dinner, and I made her a steak. And it was the first time I ever cooked steak in my life, and I read about it, and I got a fucking thermometer so I'd know the interior temperature, and just salt and pepper on the steak. That's all I wanted to do. And I made a spicy jalapeno slaw. I made her these the fucking party potatoes my mom used to make, and I cooked dinner. Like I cooked a whole dinner in her house, I should say. And I was so excited that she was going to come home and she was going to see it. And I wanted her and I wanted to cook dinner for her. For for this new girl to impress her and let her see that I could do stuff. It was just to take pride in it. And then I posted this on the internet. This is like in 2014 probably. And I posted the picture on Facebook, and all you guys were like, dude, that's awesome. Oh, attaboy. Look at Schmitty making steak. And people were doing that. And my buddy Pat came in. And I may have talked about this on here before, and I apologize if I did. But Pat wrote, congratulations. You've just done something I've done every night for the last 5 years for my family. And, man, fuck you. Like, I was so, I love Pat. He's my great friend, but Jesus Christ, was I pissed and sad that, because again, my life is different than his. I don't have kids. Like if I had kids, hey, guess what? I'd be making cream of wheat in the morning, and then I'd be making fucking mac and cheese at night, and nuggets and whatever the fuck, grilled cheese. I don't know what kids eat. I'd be pouring dry Cheerios all over the floor and letting kids be free range and graze. I'm not an animal. I mean, if I had responsibilities like that, I would take care of them. Those are responsibilities you chose to have by having a wife and kids. So yeah, you make dinner, so good for you. That's what you're fucking supposed to do. I'm not supposed to do that. I've eaten out of a fucking box my entire fucking life. You know what I mean? I don't cook for myself. I don't cook for anybody. I don't do that. So I had a real level of pride. I had a real level of accomplishment. And again, Max cooks every night for his family. And I'm sure he probably went, so what, man? You're making a fucking steak. Yes. So what to you? So what to Pat? But not to me. To me, it's a giant accomplishment. I don't do that shit. You know what? I grew up making dinner for my family. Me and my brother Lenny, we had to cook our fucking dinners because my mom worked fucking 50 hours a week to try to make sure the state didn't take us away from her. So she would work and she'd work late, and then we'd put in fucking, mushroom chicken. I'd make that. We'd make we'd make a ham. We'd fucking cooked as kids. But I lost that when I got older. You know why? Because I didn't want to fucking do it anymore. I made dinner for my brothers every fucking night when I was getting older. Well, then I got older and I didn't have to do it. So that's one of the reasons why like I said, I have to relearn responsibility. I have to relearn how to parent myself because I looked into I can go buy a cheeseburger. Nobody can fucking tell me to make dinner for anybody. Nobody can tell me I have to do this stuff. If I want to go get a taco at fucking midnight, I can do it. If I want to get up at fucking 5 a.m, go get a breakfast burrito, I can, because that's me. The only person I'm responsible to is me. But I don't like that. I want somebody to take care of. I want to be responsible to somebody else. That's one of the reasons I loved doting on Jill. One of the reasons I loved doting on Randy when she was around. I would make coffee for her. I would always, it was important. I would write them. I'd say, hey, look, what coffee do you like? What food do you like? What wine do you like? What do you want in the house? Because it made me feel good to have somebody to do things for. It made me feel good and accomplished to take care of somebody besides myself. Because you know what? I don't even fucking take care of myself. I mean, I do my laundry and all that kind of shit, but that's what I mean is then that's an accomplishment for me. And that's why when I said I drive 13 hours, that's a fucking accomplishment. I feel like an adult and a grown-up. I did the thing I was supposed to do. And that's, but if you have nobody to do it for, then why do it? And that's one of the reasons the Little Schmitty's Attaboy Brigade, which I've been fucking totally woeful in participating in, but it's up and other people have joined and they're fucking on board and they love it. They're in there and they're keeping each other accountable and I'm so proud of everybody who's in there and has found a way to find themselves to get encouragement from other people. It's great. And I read it and I find encouragement too, even though I'm just lifting, I'm not doing cardio. I'm trying to straighten it out. It's a hard thing for me to do. I talk to you through clenched fucking teeth because I'm embarrassed by it. And yet I will fix it. It is on my agenda. It is the new year has started and I want to cook. I want to do things. And then in my head, I'm like, well, you're going to Japan. So, you just these 2 weeks in January are fucking, I'm so easy to talk myself out of shit. I give myself permission to fucking fail. And I don't want to be that guy. So that's why when I made a steak and I made an actual coleslaw from scratch, chopped all the fucking vegetables and stuff, and I made those potatoes and stuff, I made that for Jill and I was like, here, look, love me. Look what I did. I love you. This is for you. It's perfect. And I felt so great. And then to post it and then I do that every fucking night. Well, I don't, man. I fucking don't. I don't even know why the fuck that came out. 3 years I've been waiting to say that shit. But it came out because when I was driving on the weekend, when I set a goal and I hit it, I feel good about it. I don't do that often enough. And I've got this new plan for 2018 where I've got a schedule and I have to drive it and I have to make a certain amount every week and all these things. And to hit it makes me happy. It's grown up. It's adult. And it's me taking care of myself, which I don't always do. So, I don't know how the fuck that spun off into that. But then I wind up in the car and I'm talking to this woman. And as we're going to the airport, I ask her what she's doing. She's in town to apply for school. And I didn't know if it was USC or UCLA or how she was working. Well, first I asked her if she was down here to try to find work. And she's like, no, I'm applying for schools. And it turns out she's a high school senior. So then I'm like, are you USC or UCLA? I'm like, no, she was going for, and I said, USC, UCLA, are you going here for a more specialized school like acting or something? And I don't want to give too much away about her. I'm not going to look up Kelsey from Mike's Uber, but she was down here to look into a specific art form and she was going to meetings for it. And I said, and you came by yourself? She said, well, I met some people that I knew from a forum or like a camp that she had gone to over the summer, and they were with her, but then they all left early and she was in town for like 4 days by herself. And I find out about her family. Her mom used to be from the Bay Area, and her mom has a telecommuting job, and her father travels for work. He's in India quite a bit. They've gone through Europe. They've been to India. They've been in Asia. Because I told her I was going to Japan, and she said, that's phenomenal. We've never been to Japan. We want to go so badly. My father's been to Thailand. And I wind up having a 45-minute discussion with a fucking 17, 18-year-old girl. And she was astonishing. I mean, she's applied to these particular schools for what she does well, but also she's applied to Ivy schools. And I said, well, what happens if you get accepted by an Ivy school? She goes, well, Ivies are kind of my fallback plan because what I really want to do is this. I can't even fathom at the age of 17, 18 saying, well, the Ivies are my fallback. What I really want to do is this specialized industry. And I have an aptitude for it. And it turns out that I've been meeting some people who are very important in that industry and they seem to like what I do. So, I mean, to have that together, but also I was, I will not lie, I was envious because I didn't have that growing up. You know what I mean? Nobody, like I said, nobody fucking, it's not, put the violin away. I'm not whining. I am where I am and whatever, but you can look back and realize, well, nobody ever checked on my homework. Nobody asked how I was doing. Nobody asked what I wanted to do. My mom was more concerned with keeping us alive and keeping us together than she was with seeing us excel. It was basically like I literally, my mom's philosophy on parenting can be summed up like this. And I've told you this many times. My speech for the sex speech, the birds and the bees speech, my speech was, don't knock anybody up. That was it. That was my entire speech my mom gave me when we started to get old enough. Don't knock anybody up. And I held, but I will be honest with you, it was a very effective speech because I don't have anybody out there that I was responsible to. I didn't have to cook dinner 5 nights a fucking week for anybody. So there you go. It made sense. It was good parenting on her part because, she was absolutely right. Don't fucking knock anybody up. And I didn't. But in talking to this girl, I had pangs on both sides. I found myself wishing I could have been her to have the kind of upbringing where she traveled. She had parents who cared and doted and made sure that she could be everything that she wanted to be. And at the same time, I found myself longing to be a parent of someone like that. Now, granted, would they have turned out the same way? Probably not. Maybe not. Who knows? But I like to think I would have risen to the challenge. But it would be nice to have somebody to be proud of. It would be nice to have somebody to invest your hopes in. And look, I understand that's a lot of other stuff talking. It's not just me. It's not like I'm sitting here wanting a kid. And I'm sure it speaks to who I am about me, and I'd like to be proud of me. And let's not fucking, you're not Shannon. Back off. Put away your excavating tools. We're not digging any deeper than that, motherfuckers. But I brought this girl to the airport. I pulled up. She was flying Delta, and as I pulled up, I said, "All right, here you go." And she said, "Thanks." I said, "Hey, Kelsey, I have to tell you, man, you're a very impressive girl." And I saw her, because she was getting her things and putting them in her purse and in her backpack. And I said, "You're a very impressive girl." And she looked up with a start. I saw her in my rearview mirror. Because again, all my conversations are through the rearview mirror because I'm driving. I can't stop and turn around and talk to anybody. I said, "You're a very impressive girl." And she started up and looked at me in the mirror. And this was a really neat moment. I saw her blush. I saw her flush, her cheeks turn red. And she kind of bashfully looked away a little bit when she saw that I was looking at her in the mirror. And she caught my eye, she blushed, and she looked down. And she went, "Thank you." I said, "I think the world is a better place because you're in it. And I look forward to hearing of all of your successes as you go forward." Because it was important for me to tell her that. It was important for me because I see so much garbage. Last week I marinated it. I told you, I fucking ants and terrible people and people yelling the N-word and people swearing at one another and saying everybody's tearing each other up. And fuck all that, man. When you see accomplishment, when you see someone who you think you could be proud of, you need to tell them that you're proud of them. Now, I knew that girl for 40 minutes, but I was proud of her because I know she's going to be amazing. And so it was funny because then she was trying to put things in her bag and she dropped something, and I could tell it was the only time she was not thrown. She was very sophisticated in our discussions, and it was a grown-up talk. But that was the first time I saw a 17-year-old girl show up. When I because 50-year-old man just went, "You're impressive." It wasn't any sort of. It wasn't condescending. It wasn't some sort of trick to try to get something from her. And she sensed it and she knew it. And I think she genuinely felt proud in that moment, and it made me happy because I wanted her to know that she was impressive and she had shown me, even if she hadn't shown herself in that moment, exactly who she was. And she was just being herself. And for someone else to take notice of that, I think that was probably a big deal for her, which made me happy. But again, I saw her blush. That was pretty cool. She in the mirror, she almost gasped. I could see her blush and kind of looked down "Thank you," bashfully. And so, "You need any help with your backpack?" "No, I'm okay, thank you. It was really nice to meet you, Mike." And she put her hand out and she shook my hand, and she got out and she waved, and it was pretty great. I enjoyed it, and it gave me hope. Last week I didn't have any hope, but it gave me a little bit of hope. because it made me realize there are people out there who do have two parents, who care about them, who raise them. There are people out there who know what they're doing. There are people out there who are working hard. And look, there's people out there listening now who are working hard. I heard from people last week who wrote me, and they said, they're like, Mike, man, that was bleak, but don't worry about it. It's just, it's a lot of people thought it was the winter fatigue. It was the first week of the year. It was gray and gloomy outside. I understand all that, and I, we all catch ourselves in these moods, and we all wind up spiraling off. It was just, I need to find a way to make things better for myself. And I have a plan. I mean, I'm hoping to do it. Like I said, this year, I have a lot of stuff in front of me, a lot of hope, and part of that hope is driving certain amounts. Like I said, I want to be off on Monday, Tuesday, drive on the other days, and hopefully not have to drive on Sunday. I want to hit the bonuses, all of that stuff. So I drove, and also, I picked up another kid, a kid who's in a fucking mechanical engineering major that same day on Sunday. I pick him up. We drive 15 miles to pick him up in the hills in Hollywood, and he's in town because he's going to school on the East Coast, but he's in town here, and he wanted to go to the East Coast because he wanted to get here. He thought it was very superficial here, the kids he went to school with, and he didn't like the scene, so he wound up going back there, and he was an actor the first 10 years of his life when he was a little kid, but he didn't like it because he thought it was shallow. And we talked about the entertainment industry, we talked about how shallow it was, and we talked about some of his experiences, and then he wants to change the planet. He wants to be a mechanical engineer, and he has ideas out there, and he wants to go to Maine and implement them, and he has a lot of things regarding climate change. He wants to get involved in designing these systems, and to talk to that kid who's 18 years old and in his first year of fucking college, I was just like, man, there's hope. There's fucking hope. I almost wanted to get his number and go, hey, I'll try to find Kelsey and give her your number. You two can get married and take over the fucking world, because the two of you, if the two of you have made me see that there's some hope, then you can do that for fucking everybody. And like I said, there's a lot of people out there too. Jamie, who's a listener, and Chuck, who's a listener. They, their kids are doing well, and that's fantastic. And they always people post private links. Fucking Pat. I mean, his daughter Rita is Ezra. They're doing so well. His kids they're unbelievably impressive. Ezra has a YouTube channel, and it's with subscribers and wants to raise money for charities, and it's incredible to see the things that they do. So what I need to do is I'm looking in the wrong places is my point. I need to extricate myself out of those places and look in other places. I need to find hope. I can't just go looking around in all these fucking places where there's this miasma. It's like walking, it's like walking into a bar at closing time and trying to find your wife. It's not going to fucking happen. You got to lay the groundwork. You got to go out there and you got to really look for things that are impressive and important and fun. And they're out there, man. You've got to do it. So thank you for everybody who checked on me last week. I'm better now. And it's thanks to Kelsey, and it's thanks to Ron, the kid from, who's now on the East Coast. I'm not giving his real name either, but Ron was the first name that popped into my fucking head. So Ron and Kelsey, there you go. That's them. So they gave me hope. And like I said, I have this plan where I've got to drive hardcore on certain days and try to build up this money. And I've got to have discipline. I've got to have structure, and I have to enforce it upon myself. So I'm driving Sunday. I meet Kelsey and I meet Ron, and I'm taking them out. And like I said, I got to hit 10 rides. But man, rides were hard to come by. I'm doing 1 an hour, maybe 1.5 an hour. I'm driving. And finally, like I said, I wound up on Crescent Heights Boulevard. I pull up. There's 2 guys standing there. One of the gentlemen has white hair. One of the gentlemen is another, just a brown-haired fella. And as I pull up, oftentimes there'll be 2 people waiting for me, and one person will get in the car because they're saying goodbye at the curb, and they, hug goodbye, whatever, and I drive off. So I'm sitting in the driver's seat, and I don't take fucking roll call when you get in my car. If you get in my car and the door closes, I go, how you doing? We're going here, and I start to drive away. So I'm there, and I pull up, put the car in park, and I'm waiting, and I hear the door open up, and brown-haired guy, I see him in my rearview mirror. He gets into the car, and he closes the door. And I said, okay, we're going to Syracuse, or Sycamore. I don't want to say that. Well, fuck it. Who cares? We're going to Sycamore. That was the street, not Syracuse. I knew it was SY, but I was going to change it to Syracuse. We're going to fucking Sycamore off Crescent Heights. You can do the fucking math yourself. Go ahead and look it up. Because stupid me, I think you're going to really look up the fucking route and go, who could this person have been? Nobody cares. I was going from Crescent Heights to Sycamore. So I said, the guy gets in the car with the brown hair. I go, Sycamore? He goes, yes, please. So I put the car in drive, and I should tell you, I'm against a curb, but there's nobody coming, so I have to pull out. So I put my signal on. I look in the rearview mirror, on my left-hand side, my driver's side mirror, and I put it in drive, and I start to pull out. Now, I don't floor it. I pull away from the curb as you would pull away from the curb as you're driving. There's nobody behind me. I'm not trying to beat anybody. I'm not trying to race anybody. So this guy gets in the car. He closes the door. I said, Sycamore Street, how you doing? He goes, yes, please. So I go to pull out, and then all of a sudden I hear, God damn it! I mean loud, like the loudest you could yell, God damn it. And I fucking hit the brakes, and I turn around, and it turns out the gray-haired guy is still getting into the car on the passenger side. Brown hair, clutching his Calvin Klein bag, he gets in behind me. He opens the door, he gets in, he closes the door. I say, Sycamore. He says, yes, please. So I assume he's the only passenger. It's not, look, we're driving, we're hustling, we're trying to get people where they're trying to go. And if I say to you, Sycamore, and you say, yes, please, and I drive off, then am I wrong? Maybe. But it was just a mistake. All right. And I didn't floor it. I didn't drive the fuck away. But this guy screams, God damn it, at the top of his lungs. And I hit the brakes. I turn around and he's halfway in the car. His one leg is still out of the car, but he's 2/3 of the way in the car. But he screams, God damn it, at the top of his lungs. I hit the brakes and I stop and I put it in park. And brown-haired Calvin Klein bag goes, he's not in the car yet. He's not in the car yet. And I go, I can see that. And he goes, well, and his back hurts too. Like he's got a bad back. It's why he's got to get in slowly. I said, nobody mentioned that. And this guy gets in the car and he's like, oh man. He's like really pissed and fuming. And I'm staring at both of them, but I got to admit, I'm fucking furious at this guy for screaming as loud as he could directly into my ear. God damn it. I mean, what are you doing? And look, I understand you're scared. A car's pulling away. Your back hurts. I don't know any of this. Give me some sort of heads up that your crippled friend who's moving like Tim Conway in a Carol Burnett sketch is trying to squeeze himself into the back fucking seat. But now I'm in park and I'm looking back at both of them, and he finally gets in the car and he slams the door as hard as he can. And I look at the two of them and I go, you in? And he goes, yes. I said, sorry about that. He was in and I heard a door close. And they don't say a word to me. I'm staring at them. I'm looking at them. They don't say anything. I don't say anything. And so I turn around and I drive forward, and I drive from Crescent Heights to Sycamore in complete silence. They don't say anything to me. I don't say anything to them. The one guy doesn't even go, are you okay? How's your back? How you feeling? And I understand they're upset. Okay, I guess I get that. But it's a simple mistake. I didn't floor it. I didn't drive away at 30 miles an hour and drag you in the fucking car. You know what I mean? It was a mistake. And I might have driven, 5 feet with your leg outside. But I mean, I know it's scary. Cars are scary machines. We look around and we take them for granted, but cars are absolutely scary machines. So, especially if you have a bad back. And again, this is my own prejudice here. If your friend has a bad back, because this has happened many, many times before. I've taken guys with catheters. I've taken guys who have casts and crutches. I've had a guy in a wheelchair have to be helped into my car. And what you do is, guess what? The person with the bad back or the bad ankle or the bad fucking neck or the catheter or whatever the fuck, they get in first. You open the door and you go, my friend is injured. Please wait. And you let them in. Now, look, I'm not expecting you. You can agree with me if you want. You can disagree. You can think I'm a fucking reckless idiot. I don't fucking know and I don't care. All I know is the two of them thought, obviously, that I was Mario fucking Andretti and I was looking to drag him from the back of the goddamn car because I don't like gray-haired people. I don't fucking know. And when I say gray hair, by the way, it was just silver. He wasn't old. He was probably like 40, but he just went prematurely gray. Probably because of his deathly fear of cars and being dragged from them. But I mean, look, I guess it was my mistake. I mean, it was, but it didn't seem like that big a deal that you would scream in the moment and then completely stonewall me on the entire ride. And look, I stonewalled them too because I was pissed. I was fucking pissed. And I felt, because I said, sorry about that. And I expected them to go, oh my God, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Or we're sorry too for screaming in your fucking face. Like I expected that maybe because I expected some common courtesy. And I also expected it to be, like I said, cat's game, clap your hands, back away, X's and O's. Let's all be in this together. Me, you, him. It was an accident because you didn't put your unbelievably paralyzed friend in the car first. You hopped in and told me, yeah, Sycamore Street. Yes, please. Let's go. Boom. I figure we're going. Nope. I wind up dragging your fucking friend and then I'm the villain. And maybe I'm misinterpreting this. You guys may write me and tell me, Mike, you are a villain. You should have double checked to make sure guys were in your car. I don't know. I don't know if it's my job to take roll call of all the adults who climb into my vehicle. When I hear the door close and I ask for the address and you say, yes, please, I figure you're in and we're going. It just so happened that they opened both doors at the same time, and then he closed the one door without closing the other door. And am I wrong? Maybe, I guess, could be. I don't know. You guys will be the judges. But the bottom line of that is I have been suspended from Uber. Now, was it them who filed the report? I don't know. But that was the only incident that I had all weekend long. And I drove hardcore on Saturday, I drove hardcore on Friday, and then I drove on Sunday to try to make this bonus. Now, I will tell you this. I finished driving them and I drove the rest of the night. You know how many rides I got? I drove from 3 o'clock until 10:30 at night. And I wound up getting 10 rides. That's not good, man. That's not a good percentage at all. But I drove from 3 till 10. I got the 10th ride completed and I came home to my house. I go, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go home and eat something. And then I'm going to jump back out for a couple hours, 2-3 hours, and try to make some extra cash here. I'm not chasing a bonus, but I'll try to do what I can. Cause again, make some Japan money. God damn it. And then I got home and I heated up some food and I sat down and I ate it. And then I looked at my phone and it went blink. And it was a message from Uber, and I pulled it up, and it said, Mike, we've got a report that you were impaired driving under alcohol or drugs, and so you've been suspended from the platform. And I mean, that, look, if it would have been, there's some sort of aggressive driving or anything, this is why I can't be sure that it was them. I have no idea. But, because how could they think that I was on drugs or drinking because I went to pull away? And I mean, when I picked them up, it was like 6 o'clock at night. I mean, who would be driving out drunk at 6 at night on a fucking Sunday? It just made no fucking sense. But they're the only people who could have reported me. And here's what's really mad. This makes me really fucking mad. When I dropped them off, in my head, I was like, this guy's getting a 1 star for screaming God damn it in my face. I'm giving this guy 1 star for screaming God damn it in my face. Well, by the time the ride ended at Sycamore and I dropped them off, and I said, thank you, fellas. And they said, one said, thank you. Gray hair said nothing. They got out. And in my head, I went, you know what, man? They weren't bad guys. It was an accident. There's fault on both sides, in my opinion. So I was like, I can't give this guy fucking 1 star. It's just shitty. So I gave them 4 stars. 3 stars. I gave them 3 stars because, don't scream in my fucking face. You know what I mean? 3 is still enough of a ding. But then once I got this report in my head, I went, they must have not only given me 1 star, but reported me. And I was so fucking furious. I gave them 3 stars. God damn it. I want to go back now and give them -1 fucking stars. So I get this note from Uber when I get home, and it says that I was driving impaired. And so I wrote them back immediately. I mean, fucking immediately. And I wrote, this is absolutely ridiculous. I've never once used illegal drugs and I'm not a drinker at all. I'm furious. I'm furious at this accusation. I have a 4.89 rating after 2.5 years of driving and will put my reputation as a driver against any other independent contractor in any other state or country in the world. Now, is that hyperbole? Maybe. I also made sure to put independent contractor in there. So in case they thought about suspending me, I could go, look, I'm not even a fucking employee. Why are you? I'm laying the groundwork here, folks, is what I'm doing. I hope this foolish hold on my account is ended immediately. See, here's the thing. They're used to a bunch of fucking hopheads and like old cab drivers who are using the fucking service. They don't have any room for clubhouse lawyer to stomp in like Marvin Miller trying to get the players their fucking reserve clause in Major League Baseball. I hope this foolish hold on my account is ended immediately. I will be traveling abroad next week and look forward to one final push to make money for the trip. Again, I disagree with this in the strongest terms possible and request the quickest possible resolution. Please advise. If it makes for a faster resolution, feel free to call me at the number listed below. Mike Schmidt. And then I give them my number. Now, Uber, in my opinion, again, like I said, I'm an independent contractor. You can't suspend me. I guess you can get me off the platform, but I should have a right to see my accusers. There's all sorts of things. I mean, you can't just fucking jack me like that. Here's what they wrote back. Hi, Michael. Thank you for providing your perspective regarding this incident. My perspective. We understand how important this is for you, and we appreciate how much you value driving with Uber. Please know we don't mean to make you feel that way. As Uber takes this kind of issue seriously, we had to follow the appropriate actions and investigation. This outreach is simply to inform you of the report that was made to us and remind you of our community guidelines. Our feedback to you isn't designed to be accusatory in nature. We are, of course, not in the vehicle when these matters occur. Our goal is simply to make sure you're aware of the type of feedback you received. We are still in the investigative stage of this process. Trust when we say that we want to get you back on the road as soon as possible. It's just that we have a standard method of handling concerning reports. Please be assured we'll be in touch soon. We appreciate your patience and understanding in this matter. Raj. Well, that's not enough for me. I mean, fuck you. And what investigation should you possibly be doing? You just sent me a note saying I can't drive. There's no investigation. You didn't ask for my side of it. You didn't tell me who the fuck accused me. You didn't tell me that Silverhair said some crazy shit. And again, then part of me is like, well, are these guys grifters? Did they make up the back injury? And then because I pulled away, they saw an opportunity? Oh my God, my back. And then Uber did it and they exasperate. I mean, who the fuck knows? So I was home, like I said, eating, and that fucking note came in and I was like, well, fuck you. I'm not waiting. So I wrote, call me. Speaking to me will clear up any illusions you may have about my impairment. I've been driving all day, just stopped an hour ago to eat, was going to head back out, but now it looks like I'm at the mercy of this investigation. Again, call me. I'll be happy to clear this up. Thank you for your prompt attention to this matter. Mike Schmidt. And again, by the way, you're not dealing with anybody at Uber who's a person. It's a fucking robot. It's always, and it's overseas and it's a desk. Because I mean, I talked to them once before when I was assaulted. Like I told you, when the guy grabbed my ponytail and dragged and pulled my fucking hair and yanked my head back and then spit in the car. Like I actually called them. Like I sent a message saying I'd been assaulted and they called me right away, and I had to call them back because I missed the call because I was driving, and I got a person. But still, it's a person with an accent who has no fucking idea what's going on, and they're just reading a script to you. They're reading these emails that I got sent back. That's just what they're reading. So they literally wrote me back and they said, thanks for taking the time to speak with us today, Michael. I didn't take the time to speak with you. We want our partners to be able to drive at their convenience. Nevertheless, Uber strives to maintain a safe and comfortable environment for both riders and partners. We understand how frustrating this can be. We in no way are trying to be accusatory. We know that misunderstandings occur from time to time. A report of this kind warrants communication because safety and respect were questioned. Fine, so call me. Tell me who the fuck it is. Though we take into consideration the possibility of misunderstandings, we do not ignore reports of this nature. When looking further into these matters, we must place the involved party on hold. This is not to penalize, but is protocol until the matter is assessed. This hold lifts once this time frame has exhausted. As soon as the hold on your account is lifted, we will notify you. If you do have any further concerns or information to share regarding this matter, please don't hesitate to contact us. So I wrote again, call me. Call me immediately. I need a resolution to this because I need to get back on the road as soon as possible. Please advise, Michael Schmidt. Now I wrote Michael because Mike wasn't getting the job done. I wrote Michael. They called me. My phone rings. I go to answer it, and I answered it, and there was nobody there. It was just a ringing phone. So I hung up, and I wrote them back immediately. I said, call me back again. Someone just called me, and it didn't get through. So then they call me again, and I'm on the phone, and guess who it is? It's MJ. Now you'd think to yourself MJ is, a happy-go-lucky representative of Uber. I think M was probably short for like Malfazar Johnson, because this dude, again, the heaviest accent. Hello, Mr. Mike. It's nice for you to drive for Uber. We asked for questions for, just fucking, dude. Where, not even, like, a nondescript accent. I don't know. I don't think he was in India. I don't think, he might have been in Spain. He could have been in Turks, possibly Caicos. I don't know. But he just starts reading me a script. I go, look, MJ, stop. Don't read the script. I'm telling you can talk to me now. I'm not impaired. I've never been impaired. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. There's no reason for me to be on hold. This is ridiculous. Yes, I understand that, and this is not a punishment of you, Mr. Mike. We do appreciate your Ubering, but please know that this is a standard investigation. Same bullshit. I go, how long does this last? He goes, as soon as we have information, we will let you know. So please, So I said, look, this is unacceptable. I need to get back out on the road. This is my job. It's my livelihood. It's how I need to make money. MJ, is there a supervisor or somebody I can talk to? Please understand that we understand your concerns. And again, right off the fucking script, God damn it. And then nothing. We wind up hanging up, and I'm still on hold. I'm on hold all day Monday. And then I write on Monday, and I go, when will there be a resolution? I'd like to get back on the road as soon as possible. Please advise. Hi, Michael. As discussed, as soon as the hold on your account is lifted, we will notify you. You notice I have MJ's voice now for the thing. Thanks for your patience regarding this matter. And that was from Ronz, R-H-A-N-Z. Again, I don't know who the fuck these dudes are. So So I was fed up. This was yesterday afternoon, and I wrote him. I said, okay, what kind of investigation is being conducted? Because I haven't been contacted by anybody. Nobody's asked for my side of the story. Nobody's even told me what the story could possibly be. Will I be able to confront my accusers? I've been an Uber driver for 2.5 years. You can see by my record, I've never been accused of anything like this before, and with good reason. I don't drink, and I don't use drugs. It's frustrating to not only be accused of something you've never done, but to have your livelihood put on hold while the accusation is investigated. I would like this matter taken to a conclusion. Sincerely, Michael Schmidt. They wrote me back more mumbo jumbo garbage, and here we are. And let's take a look. Let's see if I have someone, because they said 48 hours. That was the thing he kept telling me. He's like 48 hours. So let's take a look on the Uber if I am. Okay. Oh, hold on. It's actually like vibrating. Like there's not a standard screen that says contact support. It's making the Uber. You have to. It's a start screen, but there's a start screen. It's going. It's hold on. Oh fuck. There's a start screen and fuck you, contact support. God damn it. Why is the start screen there? Why would you fucking do that to me? Why would you fool me, you cocksuckers? Now I think they heard this show, even in real time. They're hearing now because they got a spy in my house. You ever hear about the fact that people can look through your fucking, like your cam or with your phone with the iCloud? Maybe they're in the cloud. Uber's in the cloud and they're fucking spying on me. They know I'm doing this fucking show. How do you give me the start screen? I haven't had the start screen at all. I've gone on and it just says contact support. But now there's a start screen and then contact support. Fuck you, man. Fuck. I gotta go contact support. Fuck. You guys can get me at Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. Now I'm leaving. I'm going to go contact support. Now I'm furious. And now I feel like I'm putting this job on hold to do that fucking job. But now I got to write up some strongly worded fucking letter, don't I? I'm not writing him anything. I'm just going to fucking hide. It's just Tuesday. It's not, you know what? I said I wanted to take Mondays and Tuesdays off. Maybe I'll go out and lift. Maybe I'll do that and make 9 cents. Fucking Lyft is awful. Fucking folks. So again, tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I didn't kill the silver-haired guy. I just dragged him a little bit. You can just drag a guy. I've seen much worse. You guys can get me at Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can be my friends at Facebook.com/the40yearoldboy. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40yearoldboy. That's what it was. I had to think about it. And there's Snapchat. And then there's Instagram. So hold on. Look, let me start over because I feel like this is a weird ending. You guys can get me at Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40yearoldboy. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40yearoldboy. You can get me at Instagram and Snapchat at Mike40YOB. That's Mike40YOB. I'm there at Instagram. I'm there at Snapchat. Follow me. Send me things. Let me know that you're out there. Tell me you need a ride. So please contact me. Anywhere. All those places. God knows I'll be home. Ryan Dirks does all the web stuff for this. You can find him at Facebook.com/Ryan Dirks. He's the king. Go ahead and find him there. He's the best. Our friend Giovanni Giorgio Peluso did the YouTube channel. He does all sorts of cool ass stuff for me for this show. He recommends I get a dash cam. I can't get a dash cam. And a lot of people out there were really cool. And they're like, hey man, we got to get Mike a dash cam for his car so this doesn't happen again. You are so fucking awesome. I cannot tell you how amazing it was that you would even suggest that. I haven't gotten a dash cam myself because if I get a dash cam, then I'm doing this. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the dumbest fucking weird logic in the world. After that guy punched me, because the first guy punched me and I was like, God damn it. And then when that dude pulled my hair, I went, you got to get a dash cam. And I go, no, if I get a dash cam, then I'm this guy. Then I'm all of a sudden, I sound like a Chicago guy. All of a sudden, my Chicago accent came back for the end of the show. But if I get a dash cam, then I'm doing this. Then I'm a professional Uber guy. I can't do that. Fuck no. I need to do something else with my life. And thankfully, Uber's making sure I do, those cocksuckers. All right, so Giovanni Giorgio Peluso is the man. He's at YouTube. You can find him at Facebook.com/Giovanni Giorgio Peluso and be his friend on there. And also he's got podcasts like Pod Gods. He does all the Loveline stuff. And he's got another video game podcast that I don't know the name of. Eventually he'll tell me and then I'll tell you. That'd be fun. But why not ask him yourself? Go to Facebook.com/Giovanni Giorgio Peluso. And again, like I said, he did the YouTube channel. Go check out the Mike Schmidt 40-Year-Old Boy YouTube channel and recognize that Gio is in charge of all the upkeep. If there is upkeep. And do I have plans for the YouTube channel? I do going forward. Let's talk about that on the other side. Remember that David Mex Hernandez does all of the music and the artwork for this show because he's the king. He's the best. He's the man. He's the one everybody loves. He's the man the ladies leave their husbands for. And then they find out he's in an excellent relationship for 27 years and he's not going anywhere. So they're disappointed and they go back to their husbands. But David Hernandez, you can get him at Facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez and be his friend there. Or You can find him at artbydmh.com. That's artbydmh.com. He does all of this cool-ass artwork over there. He's done stuff that's for sale. He's got Gycons. He's got Valscapes. You can go ahead and check those out. Or he will do custom artwork for you. If you want him to work for you, if you want him to mold you in a way that only BJ from BJ and Dirty Dragon would mold Blob, he can do that. He can make you in clay. He can paint you as a trivet like he did at Junior Achievement with me and him and Dante Brackett. And Daryl Venardo, when we would go ahead and make trivets that I didn't make. I think I stole one, but I didn't do anything. I just wanted to go hang out with my friends and eat food out of the vending machine. That's totally true. Junior Achievement was this thing that was off campus. It was a Tuesday night and a Thursday night, I think, or just one night a week. And it was you would get high school credit for it. But I mean, I didn't fucking do anything. I just went to hang out with my friends, and I wanted to go to the vending machine and eat Zingers because it was one of the only places I could find Zingers unless they were in a full box. But to get that package of Zingers, hi, I'm fat. All of my life decisions are made by vending machines and Zingers. But that was what I wanted to do, was hang out with my friends. So me, him, and like I said, Dante Brackett and all of our other good friends. Robert McKinney, I think, was there. I think Marco Rodriguez was there. So basically, it was a bunch of minorities and me is who was there. But that was okay. They were, and as usual, all the minorities did the hard work, and the white guy sat back and ate Zingers. It worked out perfectly. And I took a trivet home that I didn't fucking build. I capitalized off the backs of the labor of the minorities. Look at that. I was a microcosm for our society, folks, right there at Junior Achievement. Go to, like I said, artbydmh.com if you want him to be commissioned to do you in art, painting you, drawing you, sketching you, like one of his French girls. He can mold stuff. He can do all sorts of cool ass stuff. He's the best. You want to write a song about you? I don't know if he'll do it, but you can ask him. But you got to contact him first. You got to go ahead and find him at artbydmh.com. That's our friend David Mex Hernandez. You can find him at artbydmh.com, artbydmh.com.
You're listening to The 40-Year-Old Boy, and later, smell this balance beam.
I hear my phone a-pingin', but I don't wanna go. I'm sick of when the fucktards change my radio. I'm stuck in Uber prison, and time keeps dragging on. But the drunks keep a-callin' until the break of dawn. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, this is where I keep my pot, and no, you can't have none. But I punched a dude in Tahoe just to watch him bleed. Man, I'd bet I'd be less violent if Mom just shared her weed. I bet there's hipsters drinking in some fancy hipster bar. They're probably wearing knickknaps and trying to play guitar. Well, I wish that I could show them the genius that is me. But I'm just their Uber driver, and that's what tortures me. If I got out of this prison, if I could get back on stage, I'd bet that I'd get famous for my anger and my rage. Far from Uber prison, that put my mind at ease. Then I'd take my Uber sticker and feed it to the bees.
I believe the investigation continues. I don't know, because again, it's being done clandestine style. It's being done behind closed doors. Certainly nobody's come here with a breathalyzer and stuck it in my goddamn face. Yeah, I'm fucking mad. I don't even know if I even touched on the absurdity of the fact that they would say that I was impaired by drugs and alcohol. I don't... How can you even judge that? I guess maybe the dude in the car said it, or those idiots fucking jumped at it, but how can Uber make that call? And then to put me on deck for what they're going to say is it may be 48 hours, it doesn't... I'm betching too much. This fucking show went in the toilet. You know, we had such a promising start with 20 minutes of me and a nipple hair in my mouth. And then look what happened. I had to tell you guys about my day job. What the fuck? Nobody wants to hear about a day job from a Podcast Jones. You got to be Podcast Jones when you're Podcast Jones. Nobody wants to hear about your day job garbage. They want to hear about the superhero who's got sponsors. Hi, that's me. I've got sponsors. And a cape. Would I wear a cape if I was a superhero? Probably not. I'm fat, so I couldn't wear spandex. I'd be like Rorschach in a fucking coat and a mask and a hat. Although he wasn't really a hero, he was more of a villain or an anti-hero. I would totally be an anti-hero. And what powers would I have? I think super strength would be enough. I'd want to fly and have super strength, so I'd want to be Superman essentially, but not such a fucking jagoff. I hate Superman. All right, so here's the thing: GetTheButters.com is a sponsor. I feel like I got a spitty mouth. Hold on. I don't want to, because I hear the show back and it's just the microphone is strong and the recording is all. I think it's the new Audacity. It picks up fucking everything. I just accidentally scratched my the handle of the chair here, the fucking arm, and I think you heard that. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. All I know is GetTheButters.com is a sponsor. Use the code 40YOB to go there and get butters and balms and lubes and bombs and masks and loofahs and shower caps and bassinets and fucking lotion and shaving cream and beard stuff. All the stuff is up there now, and it's freezing in the UP. So, you know, Jerome is just locked in his house right now making fucking lube. That's all he's doing. It's all he can do when it's cold. Hell, I do it here. It's cold. It gets 50 degrees. I sit in the house and I make lube. Mine's not any good, and I'm not selling it. I got no code to give you, but if you use the code 40YOB at GetTheButters.com, you can get lube. And then every time you get laid, you'll think Mike Schmidt provided this for me. See, I never even thought about that angle. If you get the lube from GetTheButters.com, every time you use it to jerk off or bang somebody, you're going to be like, hi, Mike. Mike's involved. And you can put a cape on. Here's what I say. Put a cape on. Although I didn't think I would have a cape. Did I? A second ago? I've forgotten even what I fucking said. I'd have to have a cape. No, I'd be Rorschach. I said no cape. Fuck. I talk too fast. I gotta slow the fuck down. Let's live in this. Let's live in the moment here, folks. Let's stop running downhill. Let's stop trying to cram as much stuff as we can in between breaths. If there are any breaths to be had, let's take it slow. GetTheButters.com. Use the code 40YOB. Get yourself on board with some balms and bombs and butters and lubes and masks. And special gloves like scrubby gloves. Get those. Get some conditioner. Get some shampoo. Get a ShamWow. There you go. Get a ShamWow from our man Jerome. You know, Jerome needed to make an infomercial. Do that. I'll host it like that Vince dude from ShamWow. So go to GetTheButters.com. Use the code 40YOB. And be happy with your lube and your beard stuff and all the other cool stuff you can get from there. Right? Yeah, that's out there. Remember, the Paranoid Strain sponsors us. That's a podcast that everybody seems to love, that it's going around town. Everybody knows it's the podcast. All the kids are listening to it. Not that I know what all the kids are doing, but I do know that the scuttlebutt in the street, God knows I do know the scuttlebutt. I don't know what the kids are doing, but I'm well aware of the scuttlebutt. Paranoid Strain is a podcast hosted by our friend Fearful Jesuit. Yeah, and this, episode 5 still lurking. He's working hard on episodes 6, 7, 8, and 9. I know, because I did some vocal work for one of those episodes. I don't know when the fuck it comes out. Actually, I do, but I don't want to tell you. Because why would I do that? I can't plug a show from then, but I can plug this show now. Go listen to him talk about sovereign citizens. And it's so appropriate now, especially with Cliven Bundy getting acquitted this week. All the Bundy dudes who took hold of that ranch and had to eat like sparrows because nobody would bring them food, and they all thought everybody was going to help them out. They got let go this week because there are no rules anymore. Anybody can do whatever they want. And don't come at me with the thing is the government. I don't give a fuck. All I know is like 10 white dudes seized a guard tower and said, we've got guns, you can't do anything about it. And then we put them in fucking jail, and then we had to let them the fuck out after they cried for help. And then they made a bunch of YouTube videos in their car. See, that's another thing, man. I have shame. That's the problem with this fucking society. I have fucking shame. I'm like, I can't do a Star Wars review on YouTube. Nobody wants to fucking hear me talk. Meanwhile, these fucking redneck ranchers are doing these crybaby fucking things on YouTube asking for Zweebacks and graham crackers. And they're fucking putting those videos out all day. Talking about how they hate the black guy and the government's trying to stop them, and they're in a den somewhere and they're all talking about Jesse the Body Ventura and alien alloys. And man, what the fuck? Crazy people got it all over us because we have no shame. Or we have shame, I should say. We have shame. So when you have shame, you don't want to fucking involve yourself in that bullshit. You talk yourself out of it. But these motherfuckers don't have a filter. They don't have an inside voice. They just go, yeah, that's a good idea for me to get in my car and cry about the government and ask people to send me soup. Although, look, sending soup, that's not a bad idea. I should do that on YouTube. What if I just made a bunch of YouTube videos reviewing soups? Oh, what if I went through the chunky soups alphabetically? Is that anything you'd like to see? No, of course not. Nobody wants. You didn't even want to hear me say it. You're furious I brought it up. But these are the kind of things to go and check out Paranoid Strain for, because he's telling you about sovereign citizens, Clive and Bundy, the guns, them season of Guard Tower, Wesley Snipes, all of these badass things. And again, like I said, it's a professionally produced podcast. It's not like this, me shouting into a void. It's a guy who writes a script. He's got a theme song. I mean, I have a theme song certainly, and it's probably the highlight of this fucking show at this point. But that dude, he's got all these different voices. He's got interviews. He got people Skyping in. And then he puts the interview within the body of it. Just go listen. Go listen to Paranoid Strain. It's available in the iTunes store. And do me a favor, leave a review in the iTunes store saying that we sent you. And also write Fearful Jesuit and go, hey, Mike sent me and we love the fucking show. So that's cool because it makes him think that I'm a hitter and it makes him think that he's doing the right thing by sponsoring the goddamn show. And that's what I want him to do. Remember, July 7th, 2018, I'll be in Lawrenceburg, Indiana at the Spartan Sprint. That's technically Cincinnati. So what I'm hoping to do is we're going to do the Spartan Sprint, and then afterwards we're all going to go have spaghetti with chili on it. That's and a cheese hat, because they put that fucking, it looks like a wizard's hat of fucking cheese, man. That is a pile of goddamn food that they give you. I guess it's a coney dog too. They got all that stuff, but nobody wants a coney dog. Let's get spaghetti fucking chili. I know some people think that's gross, but I'm on board. I'd eat spaghetti noodles with anything. You could fucking take a shit on a bowl of spaghetti noodles. I'd probably eat it. That's horrifying. I can't believe I just said that out loud. But I do like spaghetti noodles, just like I like rice. I like carbs. And you should think I should temper my carbs this year as I'm trying to get back into shape and all that stuff. But I don't know. I just read there's an all-carb diet that's really successful. No, I didn't. I read the keto diet, which is really successful. That's the one that everybody wants me to do and eat avocados and butter and bacon all goddamn day. Who the fuck knows? People just trying to kill me surreptitiously. I'll tell you what you do. You just sneak me a bowl of shit spaghetti and I'll knock that the fuck down. That'll be fantastic. Oh, man, you want to talk about keto? That's carbs and keto. That's ghetto. That's crazy ghetto, straight up ghetto. Some hobo eating a bowl of fucking shit spaghetti. I'll eat that on the air. No, I won't. I won't eat it at all, period. Could I on a plane? Maybe I would on a train. All right, so go to Lawrenceburg, Indiana, but go to the Spartan Sprint and run with me and Colleen, who is infested with the flu, and she's writing on Facebook. She's like, hey, you know what? And this is what people do at this time of year when they're like, hey, man, I'm going stir crazy. I've got the flu and I can't breathe, but I haven't been to the gym, so I think I'm going to push it this week. No, I don't fucking do that, man. Your lungs will fold up their tent and just fucking bail on you. You'll just have a concave chest and you'll die. You'll drown. Like, drown without even being underwater. You'll dry drown in mucus and fucking phlegm. That's awful. Nobody wants to drown in mucus and phlegm. I'd much rather bowl and drown in a bowl of shit spaghetti. God damn it, I couldn't even get it out. All right, man, so that's happening. Spartan Sprint 7718. We're all getting together in Indiana / Ohio / Cincinnati / Lawrenceburg, and we're going to we'll have fun beforehand. We'll have fun after. I might do a show. Might just be in a yard, drinking lemonade and smelling citronella. Who knows? But make sure you come out for it. That'd be fantastic. If you're in the area, that is. Don't make a special trip. That's fucking just crazy. And also Pierogi Fest. I still don't have dates for that too, but I'm reminded that I should mention that to you guys. Please remember that if you want to be an Uber driver or a Lyft driver... And why wouldn't you after this week's fucking show, right? First of all, if you want to be an Uber driver, please don't drink. If you're going to use my code, do not fucking drink or use drugs. They think I'm turning them on to the fucking, all the you Cheech and Chong motherfuckers driving your fucking smoked up van. You can use my Lyft code, Mike, MIKE 720057. I think that's all caps. At least they told me it was. And if you want to use my Uber code, you can use DJZW1. YTTUE, that's DJZW1YTTUE, that's your Uber code, your Lyft code, and look, you too can get fired by a shadowy entity. Don't you want that to happen? I know you do. I know I am. Hey, let's check the phone. Hold on. I'm sorry, I'm hitting the thing. Hold on. Swipe. Face ID. Hi, how you doing? Unlocking. All right, let's take a look at Uber and. Nope, still see support. All right, that's fucking great. They're going to go the full 48. I think because they lied on their thing, they're just like, it could be up to 48 hours. I think that's their way of saying, fuck you, it's going to be 48 hours, which will be, it's Tuesday, so Tuesday night, because it was Sunday at 10:30, so it's got to be tonight at 10:30. So if you want an Uber, get out on the road tonight at 10:30. Although, wait, you're hearing this in the fucking future. Never mind. Folks, please go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com and go to the Joe Business page. We've got all sorts of stuff on there. And our friend Ruben Jesse Cohen just bought a shirt. I'm sending him a shirt before I head out of town. I'm excited to do that for him, thankfully. Ruben, I appreciate you ordering that shirt. We do have shirts available. He didn't buy the last one, folks. I've still got shirts available for you and even you. And I'll tell you what, you think to yourself, well, Mike, do you only have smalls left because I'm a big person? Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you go buy some lube from getthebutters.com, use the code 40YOB, and then lube yourself up and slide yourself into a small fucking t-shirt. We'll work in concert here. We'll get this done together. But in reality, I've got every fucking size. I can't lie. I wish I'm down to only the smalls. No bullshit. I got 3Xs, 2Xs, Xs, fucking mediums, S's, XS's, I think. I don't know. Fuck. I got lady sizes. I got men's sizes. I got tons of fucking shirts. I got an avalanche of shirts. I got a goddamn Mount Fuji of fucking shirts. But if you go to the Joe Business page, you can check out all the cool stuff we've got for sales, like some shirts, some downloads, all that sort of stuff. Remember the Word Pimp Schmitty and the Misanthropic Gangster is available there. Max's Heroes album is available there. And while you're there, use the Amazon link. That's very important. The Amazon link really helps the show. Like I said, you guys did a lot in December, and that's really cool. That's so neat and helps me out quite a bit. But use the Amazon link because it doesn't really cost you anything. And by really, I mean it costs you nothing. It just costs you seconds of your life as you click through and get to Amazon and visit there, taking a look at things. And while you're shopping, we get money, they get money, you get stuff. It's a perfect plan. It doesn't cost you any extra to use our link. Thank you for thinking of us. Go ahead. And you know what? If you work in a business, a big, giant business, why don't you just hook our link up all over the place as a tech person? Sneak in. Go ahead and be an IT guy and put it on everybody's goddamn computer like I did when I was writing on Funny Money. Or was that Funny Money? Or no, I was writing on Starface, and I changed Kevin Sesh's computer to where every time he typed the word the, it would type the word fuck because I'm awesome. Or was it there? I think it was with Danny. It might have been Danny Bonaducci. I changed it Danny to fuck, and it was fuck. So it was fuck Bonaducci whenever you type it. All right. So anyway, folks, we've got stuff available, like I said, at MikeSchmidtComedy.com on the Joe Business page. But the Amazon link is very important. Use the Amazon link. It doesn't cost you anything extra. We get money. They get money. You get stuff. It works out perfectly for everybody involved. Please remember we have the Patreon page. You can go ahead and become a patron. That's always appreciated. Thank you so much. Like I said, going forward, I had some people, Eric, thank you for all your suggestions of what to do. Other people stepped up and told me some things that they thought I should do going forward. Personal podcasts, private podcasts, some stuff. So here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to tell you guys right now. I leave town in 5 days, right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Thursday. Yeah, I leave. I'm in Japan Sunday, man. Although, I leave here on Sunday and I get there on like Monday night, I think. You lose time in the air because it's 13 hours and they're way ahead of us. It's 10 hours ahead of us. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is I'm going to be in Japan. I'm going to be in Japan for 2 weeks. What does that mean for this show? If you want to cast a vote before I leave and tell me what you think, because here's a thought I had. I would just lock and load some rerun shows to go up on Thursday so you guys had something to listen to, like a full-length show for the next couple weeks. But in addition to that, I plan on doing a lot of things on Facebook, things on Twitter, things on Snapchat, things on Instagram, and things on Patreon, where I will sit down and I will actually, do stuff live from Japan. I'll be putting up a ton of photos, as many experiences as I can possibly shove in there. And look, I don't know if they're going to be good or interesting, but I'll be in fucking Japan. Fuck me. You don't even care about me in the equation. It's video from Japan. How are you not going to want to see that? So I'll put stuff up on the YouTube channel, and then it'll be there. It'll be disseminated to Facebook and everywhere else. Gio's going to be on board with me on this, I think. I don't know if I ran it past him or not. Hold on, a fucking helicopter's going to crash into my goddamn house. But I'm planning on broadcasting every day, including podcasts. They might be 10-minute sound bites. But they'll be in the feed for your podcast and they'll come up. Now, you might fucking hate that. You might go, oh my God, Mike, that's way too much stuff. And I get that. Just delete it when it fucking shows up. That's totally cool. But I think that's what I want to do. I want to go ahead and record almost every day, maybe even a nightly wrap up of what we did, which would then, because here's the thing. When I went to Kuwait, I did a show in Kuwait, but it felt like, I'm just kitchen sinking the shit out of everybody. I come back to town, I do like a 3-hour show about what I did, and it's just kind of overwhelming. And also it becomes a travelogue. Well, if I do 10-minute sound bites, 15-minute sound bites about what the fuck I'm doing, maybe that's fun. Well, I don't know. It's something to try, right? It's something new. It's year 10. Let's fucking shake this thing up. And how many times am I going to get to fucking Japan and be able to record for you guys? How many times am I going to take you guys to fucking Japan with me? So what I plan on doing is I will do stuff every day. I'll do, and Patreon people, you'll get stuff too. It won't just be, there'll be stuff for the certain levels, and maybe there'll be things if you join Patreon, you'll be able to see it, or maybe there'll be a bite-sized thing, and then it'll go, if you want to see the rest of this, go to Patreon. I have not decided yet. But let me ask you this. Tell me whether or not you want to have 2 full-length shows in the pipeline, like reruns, just in case you need a full-lengther for the next couple weeks, because I can lock and load those to go ahead and post while I'm gone. But in the meantime, I'm going to be just fucking bringing you as much as I can. I'll be like I'll be the Toastmaster General of the immoral majority. I'll be the fucking David Lee Roth. And what if I run into him? Remember, he lives in Japan? Oh my God, how fucking great would that be? But I don't know what the fuck we're doing. I know we're going to Evo. We're going to, and people have given me some suggestions, and I think I'm seeing a listener in Kyoto, and I'm excited. I'm fucking crazy excited. So this is the last original show you're going to get for a while, full-length show, but I'm going to do a bite-sized stuff as much as I possibly can. Stuff on YouTube, stuff on Snapchat, all of my, and it's going to be weird to do. I don't know. I want to go and have fun and see the place, but I also want to share it with you guys. I mean, it is a working trip, so I got to bring you guys on board with me on the whole fucking time. So stick with me. Fucking follow me on Instagram. Did I mention Instagram and Snapchat? I fucking did in the beginning of this. Of course I did. 40YLB. That's Mike 40YLB. You can find me there. And also on Twitter, if you follow me there, and Facebook, and I'll be doing as much as I possibly can. But also, I'm going to be doing those bite-sized podcasts. Those will go into your feed, and then the Patreon page, man. You'll get certain levels, you'll get different things, and it might not even be certain levels. I might just give it to the $5 and up. I don't know. I'm learning as we go, but I'm bringing my phone, I'm bringing the GoPro if I can fucking figure it out, because right now it's just a fucking camera on a pile of wired spaghetti, and I want to bring you guys to fucking Japan with me. How great is this? This fucking experience is going to be unbelievable. You guys will all be there just fucking going through the streets with me and getting yelled at me, fucking Super Angry Guy Gene Happy Good Time Yelling Hour right on the street, actually in Japan, like we're the live Super Angry Guy Gene Happy Good Time Yelling Hour when people staring at me, and I've heard they're polite, and I'm going to be polite, and I'm not going to cause a scene, and I'm going to go with cool guys, and it's just going to be fun. But also, don't you want to see like palaces and fucking weird food? And I mean, it's going to be a fucking unbelievable experience, and I'm happy you're coming with me. So make sure you subscribe. If you want to join Patreon, there'll be extra Patreon stuff. That would be fucking cool. But also there'll be stuff on YouTube and Snapchat and Instagram and Facebook. And I want to try to utilize as much social media as I possibly can to bring all of this Japan trip to everybody. And I'll throw Ahmad and Khalid in there, and Khalid's buddy from England, and the various Abdullahs, whoever the fuck else is there. Perhaps they'll get their own segments. Maybe I'll just have that. Ahmad sees Japan. I won't even fucking talk. We'll just have Ahmad go ahead and do his thing. He'll fucking knock it down. Ahmed and Khalid as they take on fucking Japan. We go to Kyoto. We're going to be on the bullet train. I'm going to show you fucking windows and things going by super fast. Come on, you can't fucking fight with that. That's me on a train filming out a window with stuff going by super fast. How great is that going to be? The whole fucking thing's going to be fantastic, and I want you on board, man. So again, Instagram, Snapchat, follow me, be there. I want you guys there with me. Instagram, Patreon, fucking YouTube, all of these different things, the things I tell you about every goddamn week. This is the week to get on board, because I leave Sunday, and maybe I'll start filming from the airport. I'll get on the plane. It's a 13-hour flight. I'll get off in fucking Japan. It'll be Monday. I'll be the future, and I would just want you guys there. I want you guys to fucking be there with me the entire goddamn time. I'm just riding there on your goddamn shoulders. It's like this whole crowd. It's like we're a flash mob. We're a fucking American flash mob that's going to show up in Japanese. I'm going to be a fucking one-man fucking American flash mob, and I'll just show up and do a bunch of crazy shit and film it and send it to you. I don't know about crazy shit. I don't want to get thrown in Japanese jail unless they let me film there. If I can get filming in Japanese jail, what if their jails are super clean? Well, it's probably better in my apartment. Maybe I will get into Japanese jail. Maybe I'll do something rowdy and get myself thrown in a goddamn Japanese jail so that I can get in there and just fucking...
There's nothing lonelier than being trapped inside yourself. It's easier to hide when you pretend yours a knight. Women love a guy with a giant neck.
We here, we are playing on a level that most will never see. 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 Never see.